Okay, well, you want to ask your questions?
Yes, when are we going to the moon?
That's how you build not a business that is where we are now, but a business that is 10 times, arguably 20 times bigger. I'm okay with money. I just like the money. I want to see where the money goes.
Hello. On January the 19th, 2022, Palantir CEO Alex Karp joined Kevin Walsh, a distinguished visiting fellow in economics at the Hoover Institution at Stanford University, to discuss the complexities of global disruption and the practice of building software products for tomorrow, today. So, in this video, let's just listen to some of the highlights without all the fluff. And what do I mean by fluff?
It just...
Keep it simple.
If you build a business that is quote unquote disruptive, meaning you create something that would not have existed but for you and a team of people, and the software is kind of a team sport, building it, and that thing, in our case, product, disrupts and redefines how people think and work and play and live their lives, you have to have a view of what is going to exist in the future and work back from that in the present, and then iterate with a subset of a market that doesn't exist to build a product that then becomes real. And that was how we built our first product.
And that is why Palantir are years ahead of the closest competition. And I ain't talking about fluff.
I think the not so secret of Palantir is an affirmation of our ability to do a narrow set of things. We believe in a way that really no other company at our scale does them, and no other company seeks to do them because it's still so far outside the norm. And our software products, the major ones that are known, PG, Foundry, but obviously the ones that are less known, the ones we're using with the special forces, both on the back end and the front end, products that we're building to deal with specifically disjointed environments that we haven't shipped yet, and building software for the edge.
He clearly hints at some secret software going on behind the scenes right now. And what on earth is this edge?
I do think there's some big, like, for example, there are parts of our DoD, clandestine services, special forces that don't get the public accolades they deserve for very obvious reasons, because they're built not to get them, that have produced enormous and largely unknown results.
So would you say that Palantir has helped thwart multiple terrorist plots?
I suspect that's true.
Our sweet spot of doing this will become more and more valuable over time, more valuable tomorrow than it was yesterday. The problem that other companies have, broadly speaking, is they have to convince people that they'll be able to build products that are relevant tomorrow. The problem Palantir has is convincing people that they need something that they will need tomorrow. We're very focused as a company on this, delivering things we believe you will need tomorrow.
They've already demonstrated this through their massive contract wins through the years, and even recently in the government sector.
It's like...
Okay, no more fluff.
We believe no one else does what we do. It's much easier to be open and like, okay, we do this, we don't do this. And there are people who are very, very good at some of the stuff we don't do, like conventional sales. So, my essential pushback on sales was like my pushback on going public for a long time. It was like, how do you do this while maintaining our culture?
In this segment, Alex Karp gives us a brief idea as to what their Foundry for Builders and their investments in various startup companies is actually going to do.
We've been on a journey to identify startups in between, could call it half grown up companies, whether it's in the context of, people building their company. We have Founders for Builders. We've invested in a lot of companies. We're going to continue to search for partners that can distribute not just our software, but knowledge of what it means when things are dislocating. And how would you use software to do that? Now you could say, well, that's obvious, but actually, this is a completely new world. There really are very few experts for. There's the software element where we know we have the right software products. There's the knowledge element, like how does a third party who's never really dealt with that challenge have a credible interaction with individuals that understand how to do that and then are opting for the best products on the market, which in this case will be ours.
That is the exact confidence that has made Alex Karp lead Palantir to where they are now and to where they will go in the future.
We are not prepared for the world we're going into, and that the adaptation, the iterative circles are going to have to be much quicker because, in fact, there's an acceleration of dislocation.
That this liquidity surge is going to let these institutions.
Well, you're just, by the way, we are differentiated slightly politically. I'm okay with money. I just like the money. I want to see where the money goes. We're very differentiated in building these products before they exist. And on the thick part, we are without competition.
Holy smokes, does that remind you of a certain co-founder of Palantir?
If you want to succeed in business as a founder, early investor, early employee, as an entrepreneur, you always aim for monopoly. What you want to aim for is monopoly. You want to aim to build a company that is one of a kind and that it's so far differentiated from the competition that it's not even competing.
So then there's a question of, are we able to supply parts of our product or various products, for example, products that we're building now, products that we have in Foundry, to an enterprise that may in fact prefer something that fits into their architecture that is thinner.
That right there is what I believe Palantir will do, and it will be the strategy that takes Palantir to the next level.
That gets into a very legitimate question, which is, okay, forget now. It's like, is Palantir building the product of the future, but willing to supply into the current environment by providing products that are more digestible into an organization that maybe it wants to go their own way and wants to buy a certain product for a certain thing, but does not want to buy all of Foundry. By the way, and so the answer in the near term has been yes. Part of what we will be doing over the next couple of years is both continuing to build things that are not understood, sell them to deal with the macro conditions that you have outlined, that I agree, but also democratizing parts of our product so that people who want a different version of the product can also buy it. We're not super ideological there, as long as our core mission is to continue to be entrepreneurial outsiders.
Democratizing the product. Holy smokes.
Honestly, every successful business that ends up being massively so not Palantir today, but Palantir in 5 years, what we will be.
5 years. Now, does that align with your thinking? Well, it certainly aligns with this.
ARC is benchmark agnostic and long-term in its time horizon. Our investment time horizon is 5 years.
That's how you build not a business that is where we are now, but a business that is 10 times, arguably 20 times bigger.
Is this the first time Alex Karp has been on the record saying 20x?
We've gone from a company, we crossed the $1 billion GAAP revenue market. There is no reason this company should not be 20 times bigger, 20 times bigger. And even in America, people do not understand it's nearly impossible to build software products. So normal companies just buy them. Why do they? Nothing wrong with that. But why do you buy a software product? Because it's nearly impossible to build a new one. And you need to be a very specialized company. Most of these very specialized companies that do it have 10 people. We have 2,500 people, and Foundry has 400 products in it. Commonly known fact that Palantir gets among, if not the best software engineers in the world, and we've been doing this for a long time, and we're still getting the very best in the world. Get inside their thought process to build the product that's not just the one that they might want to build, but one that will actually disrupt the world.
That right there is the clue and the mindset of worldwide domination.
You know, we get attacked in Europe. We get attacked in Europe for, like, you know, I don't know, data platform financed by the CIA. It was like a small investment almost 20 years ago. But one of the things I would say is you get the slings and arrows because if the terror attacks had happened that our software, with the help of people using it, stopped, you would not have the slings and arrows, actually. The slings and arrows often because the situation is good enough, you can hate us. And we helped make the situation good enough, you can hate us.
There ain't gonna be any hating once we go to the moon. So, thanks for watching, and please note that fourth quarter earnings have been confirmed to be held on Thursday the 17th of February. So, all eyes will be on the earnings themselves. Thanks for watching, and please note, at sub $15, Palantir is ridiculously undervalued in my opinion, so please take this drill with precaution and always do your own DD. If you found this supercut informative, then do me a simple favour and consider subscribing to this channel so you get a pop-up when a new video is uploaded. I am a simple trader, I try to keep this simple, and will simply see you in the next video.